When 9-year-old Lucy stumbled upon a helpless magpie, she never imagined it would spark an extraordinary friendship that would leave an indelible mark on her life. The bird, which she lovingly named Pie, was just a tiny 6-week-old fledgling in desperate need of care. Little did Lucy know that this small act of kindness would grow into a bond so strong it would inspire everyone around her. From the moment Lucy spotted Pie, she felt an unshakable urge to help. The magpie was frail, its feathers scruffy and its chirps weak. Lucy, being the compassionate and resourceful girl she was, immediately took Pie under her wing quite literally. She began feeding the little bird mealworms soaked in water, a painstaking effort that Pie's survival depended on. As Pie devoured the food, the trust between the two began to form. That first feeding marked the beginning of an incredible journey. Pie quickly adapted to Lucy's nurturing care, and before long, the magpie became a daily visitor at Lucy's house. Each morning, Lucy would eagerly check for Pie, and each time she appeared, it was as if the world brightened. Lucy's family, initially surprised by their feathered guest, embraced her with open arms. Pie wasn't just a wild bird, she was a miracle of nature and a source of endless joy. One of Pie's favorite spots in the house was the sunroom. She'd perch on one leg, looking as though she were deep in meditation, sometimes staying there for hours. Her serene presence brought an unusual calm to the household. It was as if Pie had become a guardian of peace, her small body radiating a sense of warmth and safety. But Pie was no ordinary guest, she quickly became part of the family. Lucy and Pie's bond grew stronger with each passing day. Their connection wasn't just about survival, it was about play, discovery, and joy. Lucy would sing songs to Pie, and sometimes it seemed as though Pie was chirping back in harmony. They played simple games, and Lucy even introduced her to flower pressing, an activity they both seemed to enjoy. Pie would mischievously pick up napkins and flowers, scattering them around the house. While this could have been seen as annoying, it only endeared her to the family even more. Pie's playful antics were a reminder of the simple joys that often go unnoticed. But Pie wasn't confined to the indoors. She loved following Lucy and her family outdoors, especially to the garden. She'd flit from branch to branch, always keeping a close eye on her human friends. One of the most astonishing things about Pie was her adventurous spirit. Whenever Lucy's family went out for rides on their motorbike, Pie would fly right alongside them, as if refusing to be left behind. It was a sight to behold. A wild magpie, soaring beside a speeding motorbike, her wings cutting through the wind with determination and grace. Pie's loyalty was unparalleled, and her actions spoke of a bond that transcended the boundaries between species. Lucy didn't see Pie as just a bird or a pet, she saw her as a true friend, a companion who understood her in ways words couldn't express. The name Pie carried a special meaning for Lucy. It was a nod to her grandmother, who had a charming way of pronouncing magpies with an Italian flair. Every time Lucy called Pie's name, it was a sweet reminder of family and love, a connection that spanned generations. As Pie grew older, her wild instincts began to resurface. She started spending more time exploring the open skies and less time at Lucy's house. Though Lucy missed her visits, she understood that Pie was living the life she was meant to live. Every time Pie did return, it was as if no time had passed. She'd swoop in, landing with her characteristic flair, and the two friends would pick up right where they left off. These visits became a treasured ritual, a reminder of the unique bond they shared. Pie's story wasn't just about a wild bird finding a home, it was about a profound connection between a child and a creature of the wild. Lucy's kindness and Pie's loyalty showed the world that bonds between humans and wildlife are not just possible but transformative. They challenge the way we see nature and inspire us to appreciate the beauty of every living being. Lucy and Pie's friendship was more than a heartwarming tale, it was a lesson in love, trust, and coexistence. It reminded everyone who heard it that acts of kindness, no matter how small, have the power to create ripples of joy and connection. In a world often divided by differences, Lucy and Pie's story stood as a shining example of what can happen when we choose to care for one another, regardless of species. Today, Pie continues to soar the skies, a symbol of freedom and resilience. Her visits to Lucy's house are less frequent, but when they happen, they're nothing short of magical. Each time Pie returns, she carries with her the wild spirit of adventure and the gentle reminder that friendships, no matter how unconventional, are worth cherishing. For Lucy, Pie's friendship has left a lasting impact. It's taught her the value of empathy, the joy of connection, and the importance of appreciating the natural world. And for those lucky enough to witness their bond, It's a story that lingers in the heart, a beautiful testament to the power of love and the magic of the wild.